women really don't play that. A wise lesson learned really, really way back. I used to okay that. The Lord saved me, Jack, from a life of whack. Come on.
Into the black light, exit the madness.
Oh,
You came to the black light, exited the madness. You came to the black
you might want to start paying attention on this next verse.
You came to the black light,
Give
exited
me your
the
attention
madness.
for a minute. Damn. Come on. We from the same cut, but playing different positions. A top secret message got the president's attention. Do what you do, just make the good folk listen. And trust me, yo, it's not about who you kissing. There's a plan to see you chewed up and shit out. The devil's burning red from the fire that we spit out. We on the get up, the hell with that down low. Cherish the gift of the wisdom that we found, yo. Still on the mission with the daily agenda. Your head's been cloudy, so I doubt that you remember that I walk with the king of kings as I lead. Just like the root in India, I read. I volunteer, know the Lord didn't hire me. It is the spirit that inspired me. Water of life to show the chief where the fiery. We have no time for those that be acting grimy.
Yeah, I get it.
You see the light now? Boy, I've been talking to y'all for a while. You see, you thought this was for like some type of game. Man, revolution. Yeah. When you free your mind, your ass will follow. That's for real. And some of y'all locked up so bad, don't nobody have to put chains on you. Hell, you chain yourself down mentally, spiritually. Come on, free your mind, dude. You a king. Free your mind, chick, you a queen.
Wet outside.
Let me get something with some feel to it, some funk to it. Come on. I think I like that. Can we get some heavy drums in there? More like Caribbean. Caribbean. Yeah. Yes, bounce to this. I'm just a black man, title, yo, you give me that. I like them imports, never push the Cadillac. And would you figure, Mr. Man, while you're kicking back with sick plans to get you stacked, making chickens fat? You know you into that, chilling with your timber cat. Intoxicated to the point, past sinful acts. Be very nimble, Jack, or Jill will get a water back. And have your heart broke just like a heart attack. Look where your power at, no, not the idle cats. It's deeper than tats and hurricanes and old maps. The spirit flows, so my folks throw daps. Meant for the wise as well as the spoiled brats. So you can fold up or either you can fold back. I hold no judgment over those that have chose crack. Terror over habit that has been proven to hold back. With God on your side, you can get your soul back. Yeah, we need some 3 parts on this, man. I can't carry my boys at chorus. Come on, line up. Yo, we need y'all 3-part harmony on this. I don't know how you can work it out, but work it out. Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it proud of the man that gain the world and lose his soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is the profit of man that gain the world and lose his soul? Into the room, you feel a certain doom. You might lose your hearing from the sonic boom. Out of the mouth is a sword and I'm taking you out. You try to stop me and I'm faking you out. Man, I wish I had an apprentice to build this work. Collaborate on synthesis. And I hope you remember this. Keep your enemy near to you. Far away, keep those that are dear to you. I hate beer, but I used to drink the brew. Heavily until the little habit turned deadly. I used to have a bud every day and all week. Intoxicated to the point where I couldn't hardly speak. So do the knowledge, that means hold your head. Let the past stay dead and keep a level head. And don't be misled, remember most of what I said. I'm hot like times in a rock, but you got us hot for working on the block. By the end of the night, how deep this music is. What is it about the man to gain the world and lose his soul? Mike Sandin, I'm speaking candid. Understand this is the way that the masses demand it. I have wisdom, but God planned it. General media bandit. I blow flows on beaches and make you wonder where the sand went. The Taliban spent more times in design to destroy cities. My rhymes inspire minds. I'm known as Big Papa, but I ain't your daddy yet. But I could be your bro if you could get the concept. There be many that stand whenever I rip, but it's devastation whenever I rip. I spit flows that hit like mouth on tits, straight legit. You fake rappers need to understand that felonies, gunfights and drugs don't make a true MC. And I will do more than talk this talk. I will defiantly walk this walk. There's no need to spaz. Your nose bleeding while I'm beating your ass. You in the cesspool.
Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What does it private demand to gain the world and lose your soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is.
I know you got a beat right there, bro.
Ancient Chinese secret now. Yes. Did you not pay attention in your history class, partner? Wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up, son. It is written that there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. And that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
The first shall be last, and the last will be first. Goddamn right.
Yo, you been getting in the way of what you knock you down.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, but we gon' bring the light, yeah. A Max P production, baby. You know what it is.
Waking up, a little water on it. They say everything's good.
I'm known to tell you to fight back. There's no need to sell crack just to live back. Why don't black superstars simply give back when they know it's a struggle just to live black? Can you picture that, Mr. Aristocrat? I'm coming from the bottom, rising to the top, and conscious is the tone on the CDs I drop. I won't flip flop like a black bass, but I will put a message in the song
Before I hook you, I like that. Hook you.
Worse than slaves of the earlier days, and we adapted the ways of the slave master. I stand upon it, the very rock which put your people in bondage.
It smell good? You like that? That's why I put that over here, because you were starting to chew on it. You ain't below 2. Don't get it twisted, man. Look. Oh, he about to get me, y'all. When he had his trick, he in the playful mode. We were playing all morning. Scratched me a couple of times, but you know that they play like that.
And like the red tide, go and get our heads dyed.
Oh, he got that paw up, and he doing.
Sleep the circumstance, though our eyes open wide. Fail to coexist, let alone coincide. Eat chicken many ways, but prefer it fried. Like your man on death row when his relative cries. It's death a mistake because somebody lied.
I love when he does that. He's funny little mofo. Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's happening?
I truly doubt it. That's why we stay in the booth.
I don't want to be long with it, because I want to come back and read, actually. But what I've noticed is, who remembers me saying, I'm taking this head off my head. Who remembers, because this is what y'all come here and y'all can shoot and go to the front part of the canyon, da-da-da-da-da. Who remembers me saying that it's funny how you have a world, we always talk about culture and language, yet they speak in the language that is a derivative of ours, which is the devil's language. I'm going to reiterate that later on, okay? I'm going to explain something. And it's going to be hard for some of you people, because y'all think that because I say I'm not into religion, I'm dismissive of certain things. See, that's the hypocrisy of our people when they get a little something. Remember I said they run like crazy with it? Okay, so we're going to slow everybody down. You are everything that I speak of and so much more, but you lack enthusiasm. You lack responsibility, and you have been pacified. But knowing that, you still choose to remain unenthused, irresponsible, and pacified. These people are running around this world wearing clothes like you, things based on entities that I'm not going to say are fictional, but in the narrative, but exist. And when they're freed up, you're going to see, and you ain't going to have the know-how to fight them back. because you have been so arrogant in your ignorance. But these people are running around out here, and they think they're in their right heads, in their right minds, talking about a past they know nothing about, a history they have nothing to do with, except for what's been narrated and given to them by an enemy of all life, who are the provocateurs and the warlike individuals, and the reason why they even fight each other, cannibalize each other, kill each other, because they have given in to each other. We have no need for that. And here we are following right along. They think that we need them to accept us being autochthonous or the true indigenous. They have lost their collaborating monkey-ass minds. And I just proved on TikTok that it is a government platform ran by young idiots, just like the rest of these. All you need is a hook with the appropriate bait. And even with me saying this, I'm still going to hook without a sinker, drag the bottom, and grab all the bottom feeders who are behind all the platforms. Delusions, Marcus, Elysian, what's up, beloveds? What's happening? What's happening? I am Baby Girl Slaughter. I hope y'all really paying attention. I know people have to come and run and this, that, and other. What's going on, beloveds? I really need you to pay attention. If you don't gather what I'm stating or what I say, play it back again. Play it back until you get it. And this is not equal. Nobody else is going to say this. Because they're conflicted, still in their fake white identity, still in their black immobility, still divided, don't know how. Some people are having a hard time. The things I said a long time ago about we were being lynched. And I said it's funny because when I was reading all those books, I was looking at these people and they were telling the history of these people that were being lynched. The storefronts, the cobblers, the shoe cobblers, and everything, the RX stores before they were RX stores, the infirmaries. They were lynching the people who were well off. They weren't just lynching some regular, unless they went there to get the kids, the children of these people who would be the heirs of the land, and they would slaughter the children. But hey, did anybody put that together? I've been saying this since MySpace. Before it, I've been saying this when I was in the military, and people says, "Man, you crazy, man." They was lynching folks because black. And I was listening to, and I didn't say nothing because people was dumb, and I had people who were over me who says, "You're not wasting your time, but don't waste your time." I would have ensigns who are roughly my age, who come from a background of better, who would sit there going, "They're not going to get it. They're deep in this." I used to have them come to me because when I would go out with certain individuals. Okay, when we leave the ship and we go out there for our little fleet, we go out there to have a good time, a little R&R, right? And most of them I was bookstores, glass of wine, leg cross, sitting there with a, I don't know if I have one over here, with a golf cap, looking like a native of France or Spain. I always fit in. Reading books. And I became known every time I went back to a certain store. They were waiting on me, and they would be so enthralled. "Hey, monsieur, this book right here. You must read this book right here." I'm telling you. And there are people who started with me that know this. I didn't need the books to know the history here. I had my grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-uncles who are not living but very on point. And now we're dealing with a world that didn't have that. I'm one of the last voices of truth. And y'all are witness to everything that you see going on. Whatever truth is considered nowadays. I am masculine, a little more. I'm very serious. And I don't think people know what serious mean. And I don't mean as a serious, something that's like a TV show that's on for like 3 seasons, 13 seasons. I am indebted to myself and responsive to be responsible. So I'm responsive indebted to myself to be responsive, to express a little bit of what I have in the knowing. Hold on, poquito. And I've said it before. Most people know about that much. I'm looking at people in these liberal states with their narrative and history, and it's fine. But I'm also looking at the bandwagoners and how they move and propagate with their fake narratives and their Google Smart and their made up narratives, a mixology and everything else. The Dutch people that married in my family were like us. And even the Gujar side, I don't think they're Gujar. I think they're of Shem and a conflicting could be my two Jewish uncles. And they're dark. They're about as dark as me. And you would think they were Arab. Dutch, Deutschland. German, yeah. German with Deutschland. These are the remnants of war. And then what came out after. And it only got lighter. Some accepted because the propensity of their actions and what their convictions. And many weren't. So when people start talking to me about something, the fact that I said the original Portuguese were Negroid and they had wavy, long, straight hair, and people said, "You crazy." I said, "Fine, I'm crazy. And what are you?" These individuals really think they know the world, and everything they discuss is from ages of provocateurs on Facebook. And it's well known that Facebook had their own, the CIA had their own little teams that was their whole purpose was to go in on Facebook and create havoc. This is well known. What makes you think TikTok's any different? And the same goofies, because there's a driving factor behind it. With all the dementia that's going on, you will hold that position. And then you will cross me. They're not too smart in ethics or in the social dichotomy of things. They think that we're supposed to wait for them to accept you, us. I mean, there are things in this earth that aren't supposed to be let out. And they're going to find their way out. At least y'all thought 3. I told you 7. There's at least 12 maybe. And they're going to wreak havoc all over this mother. And then with the few that's left, they're going to rule. And they're going to walk around as giants again. And they're going to do things you can't even imagine. But yet, you can't even think or imagine the things that you're capable of doing. The reason why they're locked away. Those who are not here are fortunate. And I know hard heads make for soft behinds. And I know hard heads when I see them. And y'all are a bunch of them. I'm not here to talk bad about you. If your little feelings hurt, that means you ain't really adulting. If you can't take the truth of hypocrisy or me being a hypocrite, calling my brothers and sisters out, regardless of where you're lacking, that's not my problem. These things can touch and reach out in different ways. They're only giving you little samples until they're fully released. And there may be 1 or 2. There is a deceiver that walks the earth and moves amongst the earth. No, there's a creator, creation. Y'all don't even know how to call his name because you don't even know how to call your name. That's why I said it's important for y'all to check your names. Didn't I already break it down? Because, the Pelicans going to have a hard time. And it's not hate. They're always going to use the word Lucifer, and they need to stop. Didn't I already express to you that there's over 600-something thousand names for this thing? Do y'all think that names are not infinite? I mean, there are children walking around with the name T, as in a straight up T. Even a little baby boy named Ah. You think this is a game? Zizza, get here. Oh, when I was in Florida and Georgia. But here y'all are, and you don't get it. And some people say, why you name your children James and Jael? Christiana and Christian. I says because it's not to be pugnant, but to represent something outside of who I am. To be meaningful. And that with dark and light forces, people make a choice which one they choose. So sometimes we have to choose otherwise and be the light to say, hey, look, this is what's going to happen. And y'all have all kind of sources of information, and you choose to be arrogant and ignorant. I said I wanted to make super babies. I think y'all took that as some pornographic, deviant thing. No, I really wanted to make babies that were beyond the scope of what you can imagine. Younglings, young sentient ones. But y'all's ignorance seems to be what's supreme. If you sit there, and there's a lot of you, and some people thought I was doing it. I was like, no, I'm renting space. You know, when you rent space and you can manipulate people, and then they go and start, because this is what they do. They go over and view your page, and they start looking at videos, and they go on, and it becomes conflicting and confusing. And then they sit there and I say, wait, why don't you come on over to my YouTube channel? Why don't you have a seat for a moment? Why don't you, if I invite you to a podcast, come right on. And you can come on with all your little goofy information, whatever it is. Matters me not. I'm putting the bait out there with the proper hook with barbs. And they're not taking it because somebody's informing them. Somebody's letting them know something that even they're unsure of. Now, you got to have the people who want to test the water, which is fine. Like I said, I'm not emotionally, I'm not all feeling-y and all that. No, not at all. See, most women forgot what real men seem to be or what they are. And most men have forgotten what real women are. So, because you're not holding each other respectfully, I say this, responsible. You let another world, another indemnity create and fabricate. And so you teeter on this line of what you think is plausible possibilities when no, this is just man and woman. That's bottom line. Man has a certain way about him. Woman has a certain way about her. If we want to use the him and her narrative, not to get conflicted with these pronouns and him, them, she, furry, and all this other nonsense that they are manipulating with those who believe they're willing sacrifices. Idiots. But that's why I thought it was important this morning to come on and drive another spike nail into the soft balsa-like wood. I don't see no mahogany, teak. I don't see no real, not even strong butter burn, like long butter burning wood. I don't see that opal stone, that onyx. I don't see the strong granite. I see a bunch of flimsy, soft, salt-like bedrock and salty, you know what I mean? I see a lot of things that shouldn't really be. Yet we are here. It's not even tough as water. Or easy to manipulate like water. For when it needs to be smoothing and soft, harsh and hard. I see this misdirect. I see this confusion, this confliction. Even in the most decent and sweetest of hemispheres, in the most darkest abode of underneath underlings, I see nothing but fractured things moving around. I don't see the existence of the sentient ones. I don't see the gods being gods. I don't see man and woman by the narrative being sentient as they're supposed to be. So that means they've even touched y'all. Am I not always saying I'm different? I think y'all think that's because of y'all's confusion and confliction. You want to acquaint it with something you have no idea about. Do you see what I'm talking about? There's not a marginal line. You want to make something be without creating when you're creators because you're not in your truth. You're just walking into it. I say baby steps. Baby steps doesn't mean you don't take giant leaps and bounds. See, even the narrative of what a baby is, you have missed the score. You have not really paid attention. They come into this world knowing everything. And you think that, no, what they're attempting to do is relearn some bullshit. And that's these languages. You can't even put that together because in your whole diaspora of existence in this moment, when I say whole diaspora in this moment, listen fully, you are not who you are. And then you worried about some little monkeys who are nothing but cannon fodder. You don't know how to play with them. And someone say, well, if you're about life, why not play with the things that are deviations, a deviant? When you put yourself on that little fake pedestal and you move like that, I'm going to play with you. They're going to play worse, much worse. These things ain't going to be able to stop them. No. Y'all can just throw all them away. Now, these can deal with the bastions out here, but y'all can't even come together to do that appropriately. I don't advocate violence, but I'm aware because I don't believe in the narrative. That means I know something else. Some of you have fake hope. Some of you feel like, well, whatever's going to happen, I don't. You're the worst ones. I can't stand that the cup is empty all the time. Idiots and don't know what to want to put in it. What are you looking at? For those of you teetering on the fence, excuse me, glass half full, y'all are pathetic. I have no empathy or sympathy for you, especially when you have an ability to have focus. And some would argue, right? This is what the idiots would do. Argue a case without knowing nothing, without even paying attention to what they're going to say, because they're letting emotions and feelings drive them that are all over the place. There's no focus. And they really think, well, they believe, they think they know, when that belief is far from knowing and a process of real thinking, that they have an answer. But if they're arguing, if you're arguing, then where's the answer? Because if you had the answer, why would you argue? If you know and people are unresponsive to what you know, you would say the same thing right now about what I'm expressing. I don't give a fuck what side you choose. I'm here for a few, and only 10% of that will get it. So you believe that you know what you're thinking. And I just showed you, you don't. And people hit me up talking about, man, every time you go on classes in session. And I says, you don't know how to sit the fuck down, open your books, pull out a pen and a pad and take notes. So shut that up. I don't need nothing to be expressed to me. I don't need nobody to tell me anything. Because it seems like every time I attempt to build, people walk beside me, I'm getting this abode of emptiness. And these little individuals who don't know the first thing about nothing, the wars, how things and procedures happen, how things became what they are. But if you point out acute factors, then they might be responsive. But most of the time, because they're inoculated, pacified, stuck where they're at, immobile, they will argue with disdain and vehement behavior and just the worst of existence, and think they're doing something. But when you talk about, well, we created all these things, inventions. Our buildings stood the test of time, and their buildings can't even last 10 years. Oh, some 5 or 6. I've seen houses come down 4 years after they've been built by them. And some will say, well, that's just cheap. It's cheap labor. Or is it a different kind of game? You know, I was looking at one place in Mexico where they're worshiping the dead. When I mean in a very bad way, do you think that just happened because of the cartels murdering their people? Or was it laid out because they knew that the things that did it knew that this direction would go, so it would give them more energy? The less energy y'all give, the more they can get elsewhere. Energy comes from the lies, the pervasions, everything. There's this young man on TikTok who's been paying attention to a lot of stuff. 196 to 200 big holes, they said, came from volcanoes hitting the ground. No, they didn't. Some of them burning. Yes, over 20-something of them still on fire naturally. Oh, they've been there for a long time. These Indians even attempted to drill a hole to attempt to get to them to free them. Then they realized that they had to go back to old things that we destroyed. And that's those stargates. Who are the stars? Who are the stars? Well, they're not the luminaries. They're the fallen. Well, you're fallen too. And do you ergo see the battle that may ensue? Now, some have been prepared. I can't say nothing about nothing else because I don't know. Some of you will be triggered and you'll snap right back in the form. And I'm talking about saying this is a whole bunch of y'all, it'll be that percentage of you. It's a damn shame. A lot of you are going to be tormented and done some very bad things too. Oh my goodness. I just said a whole sentence and I bet you just thought I was breathing. Y'all really don't get it. I said, can you hear what I'm saying? Can you perceive or even conceive of what's going on? No, I really did. Now, if I was to use my tongue and my teeth for my diaphragm, not just the process of thought, which is words louder that's coming into you, you can't, because you won't pay attention to the smallest of things. To you, it's all crazy. Well, they did a good job. They flipped everything upside down on its head, inverted, made everything backwards, reverse. And you really believe that it's supposed to be a walk in the park? It's supposed to just happen? You ignore everything and anything out here that may give you another key, a benefiting key to opening another lock, allowing you to process the devices that are given to you from birth, inception, brought with you, and hidden. Hey, Omek, what's going on, beloved? Maybe I'm just talking a lot of gibberish. And yeah, the little light, that's, you know what that is? It's an invitation. And it was created by those why Tartaria fell. It was an invitation because there were those who were afraid and they killed off the elders. And so they went establishing these statues with these lights to bring them back, to guide them back. Light. And that pyramid, lost it. You know, the one that's on the, I forget what floor, has 200 seats that are empty, unoccupied. Y'all have no clue what ride you're in for, and yet you don't want to buckle your seat. Make sure all your fluids are changed, and you got the proper tires on. Okay? That all your lights are not fogged over but can see. There's no mist and fog. that you've allowed yourself to be stripped clean and re-dipped, painted, and glossed over to not be on display and for sale, but to be that thing that once was. Now do you see the importance of killing everybody off, or as much as they can? The fact that you're going to partake in your own death, and that's ritualistically, and you haven't allowed yourself to be strong enough to convene on another, don't you dare, on a different practice. It's because you see it, that don't mean you're supposed to play with it. He sees a hat that I put up on the lap, and he wants to, and that one I'm going to get, I could fix it, but I'll probably just throw it away. And he wants to play with my hat. His sense is on it. He wants to play with it. You think I'm playing? I'll show you. The hat's right there. He was just over there up on it. Now he's back there. This is something on the way. He tore the bottom anyway. So on he's up on his little thing. Okay. Alexander gets whatever he wants. You know, and y'all can have whatever you want, but you don't know how to make choices. And when you probably do, well, I'm not said I was going to say it no more. It may be too late. I know some of you are having problems with high blood pressure. You get your ginger, fresh ginger. You get your cayenne pepper, small amounts. You get your tablespoon of honey. Get good honey. Be careful on the honey now these days. Lemon and lime juice. A little lavender. Okay? Get you some water with less PFAS, okay? 4 on the bottle, blue top. Probably safe. No PB. There's no plastic that doesn't have PFAS. Trust me. I just wanted to get y'all to a certain point, and then I'll explain things as I moved along. And a little cinnamon. It's also good for your gut. Can't fix everything, but it can do its job, you know. I hope y'all was paying attention. I hope y'all was able to get something out of that. And there's many of people like me. You know, you think when I say many, you would think that's a lot. No, there's not really. Oh, it's more than enough to do if we chose to. ISIS, well, we're not terrorists. We don't know what the governments are the terrorists, but all of them. But that's not what we're here for. Y'all really need to snap up out of whatever coma you have. You need to stop distilling yourselves. You need to run with everything who you are. You need to rise above everything they did. You need to feel it and move beyond whatever it is you feel in pain, sorrow, hate, anger, reciprocity. You need to move beyond all of it. You get me? Are you getting me? Equator 7, what's up, beloved? Anthony Lowe, what's happening, beloved? Anthony, I thought I gave you a wrench, man. You know, we've been for a minute, beloved. You know, y'all know my baby girl. You know, she's a managing moderator, so y'all be careful because she can handle all your just like delusions. Oh man, but anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know. All my tribe get wrenches, and I don't sit here taking them away because I feel some kind of way and I'm all emotional and I'm scared because I'm driven by I'm cucumber riding somebody else. No, I don't have to. You don't have to. Well, with that being said, I appreciate y'all allowing me to take up roughly about 30 minutes of your time. I'm going to check the donations here in 2 hours. And then when I come to read, if it's there, then we will order those books. Okay? You're going to be surprised at the books I'm going to order. I know Baby Girl Slaughter's going to be like, which ones? Oh, well, when it's there, and then I'll let you know. We'll be back in roughly around 12. I guess they call it PM, right? That's slow. Okay? Purposely. Brand new battery. Slow on purpose. Okay? And I hope that was good information. And I hope you can get something out of it. And I have no real issue with religious people. It's just a problem. Because they're hypocrites. Not near one of them reads for truth and understanding. They're in the deep pockets of the manipulative. And so they've been manipulated. And so they run as such. Because it seems like all of them, when I say, well, tell me the progenitors of the 3 races when there was 4 brothers. And they go, what do you mean? I said, you know what? Again, easy to manipulate. Untrustworthy. And yet, those who dismiss religion, talking about the atheists, that's another religion. That is what y'all call this. That is this darkness. That is a demon's tongue. Demons. Anyway, these things are real, regardless of these damn names. Oh, they're very real. But you don't need to give it energy. Do not force yourself to believe in something you know nothing about. But when you come in to know, then you'll realize it. And then you'll be on your best to guard yourself to not do anything to give them energy. But they know how to take it too, without you knowing. TV, radio, music. What's disturbing the fracture continuum? 440 hertz, 808s, the thing that causes the heart and light to get weak. So many factors and so many things. "12 my time, which will be 3 East Coast. I mean, we know that's not the East Coast, but yeah. You already know, Marcus. Yes, brother. You are more than Indian, brother. You haven't been on in a while. You are sentient. For ye truly are gods. And that's thrown in your face because of what they've done to you. I told you to read the comic, which called Dark Horse, by a Japanese artist called God Killers, which has everything to do with fake Christopher Columbus, Mr. Zarko himself, and what they came to prove, that our people could die. The problem is, I can't say everything. You really don't die. The mistake is on the ones who have done it, killed the body. If they could come and talk to all the little offspring now, their eyes would be as big as their heads. Their hearts would be overflowing with tears and compassion. Their mouths would murmur away the darkness, but you have no idea, because you stand firm in your concentration camp. Concentrate, encampment, around, or in, on. What do you think? Riddle. Figure it out. Maybe they're starting to realize they're supposed to leave me the fuck alone. But if they haven't, they'll find out soon enough. I appreciate y'all. Beloved sisters, y'all really need to be together. Brothers, 2 and 1. power source and the protector. All that makes the battery go, and all that houses to keep it. Again, see y'all at 12, 3 o'clock Eastern time.